And now, News Channel 10's 24/7 local weather first alert forecast.
Well, good Monday morning, everyone. As you're getting up around this morning, we're seeing some cloudier skies here to start the day. We'll start to see that cloud cover kind of thin out here. As we go throughout the day, we'll see partly cloudy skies. We'll detail that here in just a little bit. But for the most part, some cloudier skies and overall pleasant morning temperatures. But let's talk about your wind tracker first before we get into our temperature forecast for the day, because this is going to tell us a lot of the story of what's to come with at least the start of our forecast for today. Seeing those winds out of the north, but relatively light, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, and we're going to see them kind of stay in that range as we go throughout the first parts of this morning. But look what happens going into the early afternoon time frame. You're going to see us push a wind out of the northeast, getting upwards of 15 to 25 miles an hour. We're going to see this kind of wind kick up a little bit. That's going to be cooler air funneling in. We're seeing a cold front that's going to arrive by the midday period today, which means we're going to hit those daytime highs pretty early and then start to cool after that. But thankfully, winds do start to relax as we head on into the evening period. So we might see this initial strong push of winds and then kind of followed by a little bit of a calming out there that keeps those temperatures nice and cool. But thankfully, wind chills maybe not as bad when wind speeds settle down around that 5 to 15 mile an hour range. So 40s and 30s out there so far this morning. We're kind of hovering that range through the mid-morning period, but by lunchtime you're seeing 40s up north, 50s off towards the southern parts of the area. 53, that's your high here in Amarillo today, which is actually our normal high for this time of year, so we're right on schedule for where we should be for a mid-December day. You're going to see those 40s still sticking around up towards the north, maybe pushing close to 60 in places like Childress and Portales, but look at this right here. Going into this evening and tonight, we start to see that cooler air really permeate through the region as we're seeing temperatures in the low 30s and 20s further up north. 30s for us here in Amarillo overnight, dropping down to a low of about 28 degrees. So it's going to be a little bit chilly out there, but that's just one side of the forecast. The other side is some very low-end snow chances for parts of the area, but we're not looking at any super impactful snow chances out there. Maybe some flurries here in Amarillo and a dusting in other parts of the area. So here's essentially what's happening out there as we're seeing the jet stream dip down into our area. That's what's causing that cold front to push through. And of course, temperatures are really going to drop down with that. But on the backside of that system, we're going to see what we call a trough come through. That's going to try to give lift to what little moisture there is. That could lead to maybe a dusting to half an inch plus up in the far northwestern corners of the area, and then maybe as far east as us here in Amarillo, maybe a low chance of a light dusting. But like I said, accumulation will be possible, but dry air is probably going to dominate generally, and that's going to cause most of that snow to evaporate before it reaches the ground. Main timing for that's going to be tonight into your Tuesday morning. So high definition model run right here. You'll see that cloud cover kind of thinning out a little bit today. Going into tonight, you're going to see right there, 10 o'clock this evening, you're going to see that snow up in the northwest. So like I said, not expecting any impacts to your evening commute for today. You'll see right there, 4 a.m., a little bit of some weak snow showers. They're off towards the western side of the area, but you'll notice it generally much stays in eastern New Mexico. Maybe we'll see a few flurries blow our direction, but like I said, wouldn't expect any major impacts. Going into tomorrow, those skies clear, and well, that's pretty much the end of that event. So looking on your map, you're going to see a winter weather advisory for Union County, but that's kind of narrow it down a little bit. That's getting to the specifics here. You're going to notice it's up in the far northwest corner, up around the Raton Pass area. Those higher altitudes, that's where you might see a couple more inches of snow, but that's getting way, way up into those higher altitudes, up around the Mesa regions up there. And like I said, Raton Pass around I-25, getting up into Colorado. But for us, most of our area going to remain largely unimpacted. But when you see winter weather advisories, that's what it's referring to. 7-day supercast right here. You're going to see a pretty good cool down as we're going to go 53 today, 28 tonight, 44 for your high tomorrow. So we're really going to feel the effects of that cold front. And then 22 overnight. Probably going to see wind chills down in the teens Wednesday morning, but you're going to see those temperatures do steadily warm as conditions still look mostly dry there with 50s and 60s for the rest of the week.